Let me paint a picture for you. Bored, you search through your library of games and seem to come up empty-handed. Nothing calls out to you. You don't feel like playing any of them. This likely includes games that you haven't completed and even ones you haven't touched much at all. Regardless, none of them sound appealing. None of them whisper to you saying, "Play me." They're all just dead. Then, if you're like me, you go on a search. You go on a digital journey that is at once exciting and depressing. The search for a new game. It's exciting because you see the possibilities and hope for finding that game that will give you what you want. That childlike joy of being swept away into another world. Depressing because you've been here before, and you know that even if you find that game which will spark your adventurous instinct and take you to a place of pure fun, it won't be long until you're back here again, searching. What are we searching for in that endless library of games? For me, I want that feeling of playing a game with my friends in which we're all totally engaged in the thing, and have those moments when we're screaming and laughing because we were so close to losing, but won anyway. When our minds are coming together totally focused on the problem at hand and working out how to solve it together. Or competing against your peers, the ones that you actually know and love, not anonymous people over the internet. That feeling of when your friend is better than you in a game, and you play against each other over and over until you finally overcome them in a blaze of glory. And you jump to your feet screaming that you knew you could do it, and you rub their loss in their face. And also being that friend that is better at the game, and you feel in your element, like a master competing against a student, until after hours of gaming together, they finally overcome you, and you can see the joy on their face. I'm searching for the feeling of being totally immersed in a story, in which I love the characters and the world feels so real. To be the hero for this beautiful world is truly something special. To be the one that fights the enemies and saves everyone. To be Link and protect the land from Ganon. To be Master Chief and save humanity from wholesale slaughter at the hands of the Covenant and the Flood. As one man alone to stop all hell being released, both metaphorically and literally. Over time, however, we get disenchanted by the whole gambit. That is, until we find that next great game. But even then, it's not for long, and it doesn't really feel the same. Maybe it's because we don't like the same things our friends like how we did when we were young, and therefore must play alone more than we would like. Maybe we can't take it seriously. Maybe when we were kids we had complete freedom to get lost in another world with no need to care about anything else. And now we're grown. We can't escape the constant thoughts in the back of our minds about our careers, our education, our romantic life and future, our children, all our various duties to others and ourselves. They are in conflict with the space that has historically given us our greatest moments of joy and release. When after hours and hours of trying over and over again, you finally defeat that boss that when you faced it the first time seemed impossible. Now it feels as if there are no more bosses to beat. The ones that do exist you can't seem to take seriously at all. If you're like me, if you feel this way about video games, it's time for us to move on and let dead things lie. All the things we loved so dearly in the digital can be found in the physical if we look. The deep meaning that we felt in the responsibility to protect humanity from the monsters can be found in the real world. We can provide for our children and work to make the world a better place for them. It may be infinitely less grandiose than destroying an entire fleet of alien spacecraft on our own, but maybe it's time to be humble as well. In video games, we search for adventure, self-transcendence, an understandable set of rules, and an implied objective.
Hang on to your helmet.
This is what makes games, especially video games, what they are. They simulate life, except in a real sense, they're easier. Your array of available tasks to pursue is curated for you. Furthermore, those tasks are designed to be as entertaining and fun as the designers can manage. If a game asks you to do chores, you can go find a new one to play. Or maybe the game's narrative promise of self-transcendence is so appealing that you're willing to do chores for it, even if your dirty socks are filling up the corners of your actual bedroom. I'm not here to demonize video games. Far from it. Rather, I'm here to mourn them. This is a eulogy. This is me laying them down to rest under the warm soil of memory.